Oh, perfect. Thanks, Shona. A lot of what I'm going to say is probably going to be a reiteration of what Coach Parry has said. But yeah, I've had a journey. I'm not an expert at Comrades, but I did do my first Comrades last year. So with those 60 novices that would be listening, I was in your shoes last year. I literally signed up to Coach Parry throughout the whole year, and I don't think I would have finished if I never had that information fed to me on a weekly, daily basis. Yeah, so my kind of as the screen would say, my kind of motto for my little session here is never give up, because I think we go through experiences which make us think that we can't do it. Even when we are running, we want to stop, but to not quit and to carry on taking that one step forward, I think, is the secret from my viewpoint of actually qualifying and finishing Comrades. That being said, I've been asked a few questions, so I'll get right into it. The one was, what were my struggles in qualifying? Because so last year I had a really good qualification. I trained pretty much 3 months, and I qualified easy. This year I struggled to qualify. I did 3 marathons before my qualification. That's probably why. It actually is why. Meaning I ran a marathon out of having a vendetta. Last year I didn't finish the marathon, so this year I ran it saying, well, I'm going to show the marathon who's boss, kind of a thing. And I didn't plan on qualifying, so I just enjoyed the marathon, and I did 4:54. It was like, what, 4 minutes under qualification time. And I was happy with that because it was not my plan to qualify. In retrospect, I wish I actually planned to qualify then, because my body was fresh. So what happened was 2 weeks later, too soon, I signed up for another marathon, and basically my body just couldn't take me past 32 Ks. I finished the marathon, but I just couldn't, it was too soon. I had not had enough rest, and it's not advisable to do that. And then the other reason why I believe I didn't qualify was that I tried on new shoes, and the recommendation we always get from Coach Parry is don't try new things on race day. And then I think the third reason, leading on to my 2 points above, is obviously because I had done Comrades the year before. I was overconfident, and obviously because I had qualified before, I was overconfident, and I thought, oh, I've done this before. And meanwhile, I forgot to go back to the basics. And then the last reason was that I ran somebody else's plan. Like, for instance, the one marathon, I got to a bus and I panicked, and I said, let me stick to the bus. And when the bus was going up and down, I couldn't run their plan, and I couldn't get back to my plan. So I think stick to your plan, and your plan with the pace would get you there with the training, with no injuries. Yeah, so those were my struggles and why I struggled to qualify. The second question I got asked was, what did I change? The way that I would phrase that question would be, what did I learn about myself, and what did I analyze through my failed attempts, so that I could try again. So yeah, I think it's so counterintuitive, but rest. Yeah, I needed to rest more. So I decided, okay, I'm not going to give up, but I'm going to prioritize rest. I'm going to prioritize nutrition, and I'm going to prioritize just the mental attitude of not quitting, and I will try again. And I think I gave it 3 weeks after that, and I did the one in Nullspread. I went all the way to Nullspread to qualify this year. But basically what I changed was I went back to basics, meaning, yes, consistent running, short mileage, not overexerting, strength training, and resting, nutrition, and just having that attitude to not give up and to try again. The third question I got asked was, what are my goals um, what are my goals? What are my goals before these 4 weeks of Comrades? And I'm going to reiterate this again. It seems like I've been saying it all the time. My goals are to rest. Less is more, as Coach Parry did say. So, as usual, strength training during the week, 1 or 2 or 3 at max runs, short runs during the week, 1 long run in the weekend. And at this stage, I think the last, with my running club, Stella, we're doing a 40K this weekend. And that's also me just pushing it, but it's just me tapering from here on. Meaning from here on, I think weekends are going to be 30Ks less, 25Ks less. But during the week, just to be consistent, it'll be a 5K, 10K, 8K, and strength training. And then rest intermittently throughout the week, nutrition intermittently throughout the week. Those are my goals. My goals is to rest, is to do strength training so that my body can withhold the pain, and to do short, consistent runs. So my long run was a week and a half ago. I was a bit adventurous, and I did a 100K trail run in the Drakensberg because someone has to do it. So I decided to do it. And I had a really good time. And I think I've overexerted myself in terms of mileage. So therefore, I'm just going to calm down and relax and work my plan. I'm so glad that Comrades is 2.2 Ks less, because I could beat my previous time of last year simply by sticking to the same pace. Yeah, that's quite cool. The other question I asked is, what do I do to calm my nerves down before race day or before Comrades? I simply just trust my training. I trust the work and the training that I've put in. I trust the process, and I've done the mileage, so I don't need to overexert myself and try to do something that I have not done before. So I just trust the training. You've put in the effort. Most of the mileage is done. It's literally, you're at the peak now. You're going towards the bottom. So it should be getting less strain on your body, and your body should be getting into a stage of basically just recovering and forming strength into those muscles. Relying on that previous mileage. And then, on the day, it's simply just to enjoy. Be present, know your plan, and enjoy the day. Okay. And then race day. What was the special moments that I will treasure forever? Due to listening to Coach Parry during my training last year, what was special for me was that I had a lot of supporters, and some of them were stressed that I wasn't going to make it, but I had my time and I was on time, and I managed it without a lot of effort, as I would have thought it would have been. So it was not hard. I did a slow, easy pace. I preserved my energy till I got to Hillcrest. And when I got to Hillcrest, I analyzed myself. I said, could I go faster? Could I not? Could I go not? And I couldn't go faster, because if I went faster, it seemed as if a cramp was coming. So then I stuck to my pace, and that pace was what I stuck to, which was a 7:20, until I got to the finish. And I was comfortable. I was even socializing on the way, so I just stuck to it. And then I ran my plan. I ran my plan. I didn't run anyone else's. Buses went past me. The last bus went past me. Obviously, a bus has its own plan. They might say it's a 12-hour bus, but meanwhile, the driver's plan is to get there at 11:30 or 11:20. It's still under 12 hours. So he knows that. I don't. And so it becomes a bit challenging to run with the bus, and unless you know them well. I wouldn't do that. But if you guys have a good relationship with buses drivers and know how they run, you could do that. The other special moments was the support from my family, my friends, my work colleagues, my property company I used to work for, and like the biggest part was was running for community chest. So I run to raise funds. This year I'm running to raise funds again. Sfiso did say that, if you I'm going to use this moment, if you're not going to run to raise funds, donate. So donate to me, please. I'd love more donations to raise funds. Community Chest is an organization that helps communities, ECD schools, specifically kids, and they've been such good support for me, and they've given me so much purpose in my running, and they have given me a mission that is worth the pain that we endure while we run and while we train. That being said, I did say that I'm a new runner, but I do think it's important to reiterate again why Coach Parry says, and Coach Shona and Brad and the team say what they say. For me, I try to pay more attention to that, and I think the stats were there. 67% of people do not finish Comrades because of coming to the start line with injuries. So therefore, I run easy so that I can recover better. 1, 2, so that I don't get injuries. 3, so that I can improve my running economy. That's why I run easy. And I'm a slow runner, I consider myself. I know a lot of people that run fast, but that's for them. For me, I run easy so that I can improve my running economy, recover sooner so I can run again, and so that I don't get injured. And then I do strength training so that my body can withhold or can withstand the pounding that we're placing it under, because running on concrete is not necessarily the most easiest thing, or it's not necessarily a natural thing for our bodies to go through. So the why for me was why I finished Comrades. Basically, not getting to the start line with an injury and being rested and recovered well enough so that I can keep on running. I think that's pretty much my little bit on my Comrades experience. And I'd like to add and end by saying that you must run your run, never quit, because so last year I fell twice. I actually started this Comrades thing because I signed up for 2 Oceans, because it was on my birthday. I thought it was a great idea, and I ran 2 marathons before that, and I couldn't qualify. And somehow this never quitting mental attitude said to me, "Oh, sign up for Comrades." Otherwise, before then, I would have never signed up for Comrades. It was just I wanted to do 2 Oceans. I'd previously done a marathon, so 2 Oceans seemed like the next logical step. What happened in my brain for me to sign up for Comrades? I think just the adventurous part. But I signed up to Coach Parry, and I finished Comrades. After failure. This year, I failed twice, as I mentioned you guys, to qualify. And the third time, I qualified. And after I qualified, I ran 100 kilometers in Drakensberg, which is the highest mileage I've ever done. So I think not taking failure as the end is kind of crucial to your success, I believe, because it's part of the process that actually adds more value to your success. It's part of the process to actually eventually do what you plan to do. So failure is part of the process, and I learned to use that and as part of training, and I keep going, and that's how I've landed up where I am. As I said, I'm not an expert at this, but I just keep going. So in a nutshell, guys, don't give up. Run easy. Rest, recover, enjoy the running process and the running journey, and it's a privilege for us to be able to run. When you run past in Changa, you see all those kids there in their wheelchairs, and you get to realize that you are actually participating in something that other people wish they could. I have some friends that also have some disabilities, and they can't do what I can do. So if I can do what I can do by running and raising funds for community chest, I feel like it's my little bit in terms of helping others, and in terms of encouraging and inspiring others. But the last advice is listen to Coach Parry and team, pay attention to them in training, and you'll be fine. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks, Shona. I don't know if anyone
Thank
has
you,
any
Mac.
questions.
Thank you for sharing your story there with us as well. Yeah, really, really awesome, and I hope some inspiration to some other of the many novices on the call. So thank you so much. Yeah, there we go. Mac finishes with never give up, guys. So yeah, I think that can be a mantra for you. Write it on your arm. Yeah, and we can take it from there. So thank you, Mac, for sharing your story. That's yeah, very, very cool. All right, question time, guys. So